So I've been tagged for a video. 3 notes, 3 fragrances. You want to see my picks? You know what to do. Welcome back, NYC Fragrance family. Joe with a tag video. Well, fellow reviewer Daniel San tagged me in a tag video that's going around. The video is 3 fragrances for 3 notes. So, what notes did I pick? Well, the first note that I picked is Neroli. Now, there's some people that think Neroli is just, smells like a newborn baby. I tend to like the freshness. I tend to like what Neroli brings to the table. So the first fragrance that I'm going to talk about is A Lab on Fire and The World Is Yours. Now it comes in this small 10 ml bottle. It was made by Dominique Ropion. To me, if you want Neroli and you're a Neroli fan, this little concoction right here is probably one of the best well-blended Neroli fragrances you'll ever smell. It is simply magnificent. Unfortunately, you only get it in a small bottle, but it is what it is. Another Neroli fragrance that is a very different fragrance as far as I'm concerned, and coming in really cheap. It came out in 2018, I want to say. And it's from one of the houses that I enjoy. It's a designer house, and the fragrance is Dunhill Century. You can see that. See the bottle. Very cool bottle. Has this twist magnetic cap. And I get beautiful Neroli. It is a great, cheap fragrance if you love Neroli. The third one, this one, pretty much everybody that follows this stuff and watches videos knows and has heard of this one, and it is Amouage Reflection Man. This one here, what can I say? If you look at my level for a person that has a lot of fragrances, you see that I put a little bit of a dent in that. I do love this fragrance, and I love the Neroli in it. I think it's bright, I think it's clean, I think it's fresh. I think this is a perfect office scent with an upscale vibe. So, those are my 3 Neroli fragrances. The next note that I like to talk about is something that I'm attracted to, and more so lately because I've discovered a brand, and the fragrance will be in this, that actually uses this note, but the real version of this note. The note I'm talking about is Oak Moss. So the first fragrance that I'm talking about is Dior's Eau Sauvage. Now, as far as Oak Moss goes, this is a mossy fragrance. This is the Eau de Toilette. I know people are going to say, oh, it doesn't last. Oh, it's not that great. Oh, the Eau de Parfum is better. Oh, the Intense is better. You know what? I like this one. I really, I laugh at some of the things that are going on and arguments over fragrances. If this is what I like and this is what I have, then I'm happy with it. I'm not here to impress anybody. I keep this channel very real. I'm not here to push stuff. I'm not here to publicize stuff. I share what I have, and if it's not something that you like, I don't know what to tell you. So the next Oak Moss fragrance, and if you know the channel and you know me, you know what it's going to be. Chanel Egoise Platinum. This one here is about lavender with that oak moss in the dry down. It's a magnificent fragrance as far as I'm concerned. It's my holy grail fragrance. I mean, there's people going to say, again, oh, that's trash. Again, I don't care. It's my fragrance. It's the fragrance that's been with me most of my life, and I will stick with it, and I enjoy the scent profile and probably always will. Chanel Egoise Platinum. oak moss. Now, this house, and I intend to do a full review of this fragrance. Rogue Perfumery. Man, they're doing some great stuff. They snuck up on me, and I discovered them recently. And the fragrance I have here today is Mousse Illuminée. This is by far the best oak moss fragrance I've ever smelled. Now, again, I'm new to a lot of this, and I'm still smelling a lot of fragrances, but this here with the real oak moss in it, a couple of sprays, it's still on my jacket from a week ago. This is killer stuff. $110 for 60 ml and getting natural oak moss and probably an abundance of other natural ingredients, well blended by Manuel Cross, who was a former chef and started this brand. I got to smell, I think, 6 out of the 9 fragrances in the brand, and I believe I won about 5 of them. So 5 out of 6 ain't bad. I think that's a pretty good start, and that's very impressive. And Rogue is definitely doing good things, and if you haven't smelled stuff from Rogue Perfumery, definitely check it out. Especially the fact that it has some natural oak moss, which is non-IFRA compliant, which is their little kitsch that they pretty much give the middle finger to the IFRA. So, that's oak moss. My last note and my last 3 fragrances. I'm going to talk about cedar. So this fragrance here is a vintage fragrance. You can still find it on eBay, even I think on Amazon if I'm not mistaken. The original vintage, because they did reformulate and make a new fragrance in 2016, but it so pales in comparison to this fragrance, and I'm so not happy that this is not something you can get readily available. I wish somebody would clone it and just bring it back to life. And it is the original Joseph Abboud. This is, anybody that knows this fragrance will tell you, it's a cedar bomb. Beautiful cedar, but it has this touch of like a blood orange, burnt caramelized orange note, citrus note to it that it just stays with you. It is a strong fragrance. It smells great. You get a really good scent bubble, and it's still very available and very affordable for these 1.7s. Now, a lot of people say, well, by now the top notes probably dissipated and all you have is the base notes. Well, let me put it to you like this. The dry down is where it's killer anyway. So if the base notes is what's left and you have the dry down of this fragrance and that's all that's left, you're in for a treat. The next one, to me, because it uses 3 different types of cedar, and I know I've talked about this one before, and this brand needs some more recognition. It really does. The quality, the artistry, the work that goes in. I mean, this, I just took a whiff. Again, pure cedar. If you want cedar, you want to amp up the cedar in your fragrance. If you just want more of a cedar note, you layer this with something else, and it's outstanding. The fragrance I'm talking about is from Harlem Botanica, and it's Rings of Time. This is definitely for the cedar lover. If you're looking for a deep, rich cedar fragrance, this is definitely the one for you. And the last one. You're gonna say cedar? But yes, I feel that the cedar is prominent in this as well, because the name throws it off, and what I get mostly is cedar and sandalwood when this dries down. And this is from the House of Creed, and the fragrance is Royal Oud. Now, Royal Oud, to me, I don't know that I get oud. Like I said, I get cedar and sandalwood. It's spicy, dries down with that creamy sandalwood, touch of cedar. I don't know that oud is really something that I get out of this. But I know people are going to differ with me in what I'm saying, but that is my 3rd cedar fragrance in this. So I hope you like the 3 that I chose from each one of the notes that I chose. I want to thank Daniel San again for tagging me. I'm going to link his information below. Definitely check out his channel. He's got some good content and he keeps it coming. So, NYC Fragrance family, till the next video, remember, if you smell good, you feel good. Have a nice day.